Stay locked in right here to Omega Radio. It's time for Creative Space.
From all the pain, I'm so ashamed. I am beautiful, beautiful.
Tune in and listen. Creative Space on Omega Radio every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Your host, Catherine Shapiro. Good morning out there in Omega Radio land. I am charged up. I got to tell you, that was a wonderful ministry, and I cannot wait to see the end results of the seeds we are planting here today. This is Catherine Shapiro in the Creative Space. Because we have a few new listeners lately, I'm going to let you know exactly who we are. Everyone is welcome and everyone is loved in the creative space. We support artists, artistic nonprofits, creative businesses, spiritually guided programming. And we offer you a wonderful friend to give us the word of the day. Our terrific friend Jeanette Jordan from Creations of the Heart Art. She's an amazing artist, a spiritually amazing person, and we are so happy to have her coming soon to you today.
I'm here.
Ah, there you are, young lady. I am so glad to hear your voice and feel such energy today. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing great. It was a challenge, but you know what? God always comes through.
I hear you. There are all kinds of battles going on today. You just know it. And we are so glad that you are here and you have fought one to join us this morning. So what are your thoughts in the word of the day today?
Today is a beautiful word. No one is useless to God. Okay? God chose the foolish things of the world to shame to the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. He chose the lowly things of the world and the despised things and the things that are not, to mollify the things that are so that no one may boast before him. 1 Corinthians 1:27. Christ's teachings are the best. I know, for learning to ignore ego, the flesh, and embrace spirit. That's what he did for me. God chooses what the world throws away as useless. There are no hopeless cases, no useless people in God's eyes.
Absolutely the truth.
Yes, each of us in his special creation, which I love because I never thought about it. When we look at it, we are a creation of God, and he gives us the gifts. We're not an accident. Mm-hmm. If we will give him the opportunity, he will restore everything that has been damaged and help us be someone that even we can be delighted in. Ego thrives on competition and striving to be first. But what is the point of competition? What does it get to you? No commitment, not joy. It can't get you the thing that matters, eternal salvation and peace with God. To get that, you have to forsake ego and embrace spirit. And often the ones who have the easiest time doing are not the powerful and the rich, but the meek. So we are created in his eyes, and he gives us the gift that we have to be creative. Mm-hmm. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is. That is absolutely amazing. And I have always felt and believed, and our Jewish tradition has told us that everyone is valuable, everyone is beautiful, and we are all well and beautifully made, just the way we are. Mm-hmm. Always good for improvement, of course, but we can always return to God and improve ourselves and start again. Yeah. It's never too late. It's never too small, and it's never too big. God can handle it all.
Amen. That's right. The only true goal is to know God and then to help others through love, like what you're doing. You're helping others by bringing them on here, and you help those through love. And through love, they show their spirit, and we can help others. And one of the things that I love about your show is that you give light to other people and you give them hope that no matter what they're going through, that they can be in the light of God and
Thank
show
you
their
so much,
creativity
sweetie.
through their work.
I really do appreciate your kind words. And I'll tell you, we are here a year 2 or 3 days ago. We have been in the creative space since March 15th, 2023. We are a year and a few days into one of the best things I've ever done and the best things that God has ever shown me to do. He gave me an interesting vehicle and told me to drive, so I'm driving. But you out there, our listeners, are the ones that drive our show. If you have something you would like to say, if you're an artist with a great story, come on, bring it. We are here to talk and we are here to help other people. So,
Yeah. We always love to hear from our audience and let them see and share their story. I love that
yes,
you give the
absolutely.
opportunity to do so.
Earlier, we heard a lot of speaking and wonderful words about turning adversity and struggle into a new purpose. What was one thing, one time in your artistic life where you turned adversity into purpose?
Did you want me to answer that?
Answer that, please. And if you have
Well,
an answer out there, call in. Let us know. We are here.
yes. So, what was one thing that, say that question again?
What one thing one thing that happened to you that you turned into a new purpose via your art and with the spirit that you have?
That's a very good question. God has always worked through my life. I just didn't know him, but he knew me. But I would say when I was in Kuwait that I was having a nervous breakdown and God told me paint. And I did, and it relaxed me and it got me through. I would say that that's when he showed up in my life because I started painting and I never took a painting class. I never went to art school.
Yeah, neither did I. I was basically self-taught as well. And there are
Yes,
a lot of
and I
self-taught
learned.
artists out there.
Yeah. So imagine the mortars coming around you and you're hearing the poof, poof, and you're drawing because that's your piece. And that's how that came about. So I would say that that's when God presented himself to me. Then I just started drawing the beaches and the beautiful thing. And I learned through watching YouTube, the how to do everything. And I would say that that's when God presented himself to me.
There are some terrific tutorials on YouTube, and you can find our previous shows on the Creative Space with Catherine Shapiro on Omega Radio's YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, you can get all the previous episodes and lots of live broadcasts and some great talk from Bishop Manning and Pastor Manning as well. So,
Amen.
and just to let
That
people
is
know that
wonderful.
we are a listener-supported program, we rely on you and your great ideas and your terrific creative businesses and your wonderful events to share. We just came this past weekend from the Coral Springs Festival of the Arts, a wonderful collection of artists, performers, food, drink, wonderful,
Wow.
terrific event. And we are
Did you see
so...
anything that stuck out to you?
Let me see. I think what stuck out to me was the spirit and the energy and the positivity that I got from all of the artists there. They are such an inspired group. They use all kinds of materials to get the wonderful creations that we saw that day. We also went to the Garden Fest, which is right next door. And as it turns out, plants are an art form as well. They're God's own art form. He does a lot of experimentation and brings a lot of beauty into the world through plants. And I have a young lady who manages a plant-inspired, creative business that uses plant material to make art. It's a class that you can attend. You go and they give you all the materials you need, and you end up with an absolutely beautiful absolutely beautiful creation that's all your own. They do terrarium
Mhm.
classes, they do all kinds of wonderful good things. And we are going to have her on the show next week. She's a wonderful lady. As so many of us, she reinvented herself after a tough time in her life and decided that creating and growing and making beautiful spaces with plants and adding to people's plant families was the way that she would be creative in the world. And we are
Wow.
so glad to be having her next week, and we wanted to let everybody
I'm
know.
excited.
It is amazing. You can make art with just about anything. I've
Oh,
made
isn't that
art
the truth?
with reclaimed wood from old barns. I've made art from buttons. I've made art from antique and vintage furniture. I've
Mm.
made art from torn paper and nothing more than that. Get a pencil, get a pen in your hand. You will be better for it. You will have a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful time. You can find lots of different ways to make your message clear and visible or auditory to the world. We just heard how wonderful music is when it comes to spreading good messages,
Oh,
spiritual messages,
yes.
loving messages
I
from God.
love it. I was hearing him, and he was talking Spanish, and I'm like, what? And that was pretty
That
cool.
was
I
a
was like
fabulous,
dancing.
fabulous good
Yes.
friend of mine that I have just made over the last few minutes. We are here
Mhm.
for another minute, and I just want to let everyone know that this wonderful community here in Omega Radio depends upon you. You can give via Cash App, you can give via Givelify, give via Zelle. You can plant a really beautiful seed here and it will grow. You can even send a gift in the mail. We are so happy and glad to be a sponsor of Omega Radio and glad to have our good friend Jeanette Jordan from
Thank
Creations
you.
of the Heart Art to give us the word of the day every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on by and give us another great year of wonderful programs in the creative space. Let's be
Yes,
kind to one
amen.
another. You have a terrific day, sister, and I thank you
You
for joining
too.
us. Absolutely. In the meantime, take a breath. The struggle is real, but you will get through it. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you next time here in the creative space.
The pain, I'm so ashamed. I am beautiful, beautiful.
Tune in and listen. Creative Space on Omega Radio every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Your host, Catherine Shapiro.
You're just tuned into the Creative Space with Catherine Shapiro, a proud sponsor of Omega Radio. You can catch the Creative Space and Catherine here on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. until 11:15.